First at 4, are you doing your part? Governor Whitmer keeps pressuring the public to stay home, stay safe. She's also taking new action to get more help for Michigan. Dr. Frank McGeorge answering your questions today, what you need to know about handling your groceries. Here's Ben.
Devin, no sunshine, no problem. Still sneaking up close to 60 degrees, but we got showers in the forecast tonight and a whole lot more this weekend. A look at that right now. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Devin Skillian. Karen is working from home right now. First at 4, we are tracking the spread of the coronavirus and new action from the governor. These are the updated numbers from the state. We have now lost 60 Michiganders to the virus. There are now more than 2,800 infections reported in the state. That number up by more than 500 from just yesterday. We've also learned Detroit's Reverend Horace Sheffield is among those who has tested positive. You're going to hear from him coming up tonight, by the way, on Local 4 News at 6. Detroit Public Schools have started a revised food distribution plan at 17 schools across the city. That will be on Mondays and Thursdays. All right, let's get back now to Governor Whitmer. She spoke out again today, warning of hospital overload, a lack of medical supplies, and also telling people the stay home, stay safe order is not a suggestion.
The only tool we have to fight this and to support our healthcare system is to stay home.
Governor has also requested a major disaster declaration for the state of Michigan from President Trump. If granted, she says that would allow more help with housing, food, and even counseling for people impacted by the crisis. But so far, no decision on the fate of the school year. Governor says that is still being evaluated one day at a time. She's also asking for donations of personal protective equipment for medical workers. Governor also has a message for companies that have been ignoring the stay home, stay safe restrictions.
If you're not a life-sustaining business, you're in violation of the law and you're needlessly exposing your employees to COVID-19. You're needlessly endangering our communities by putting more pressure on a healthcare system that is very close to the maximum already. And you're risking your business license and fines.
We are getting a lot of calls and questions on that very topic, trying to fill in the blanks for businesses and workers. We will share what we've learned on that front coming up at 5 o'clock. But during this pandemic, we all need to eat, and that means grocery shopping still goes on, but there are concerns, and a lot of people have asked Dr. Frank McGeorge the same question. How should I handle my groceries once I've got them? Are they safe to bring home?
To start with, produce should always be washed, regardless of COVID-19. But beyond that, what about canned food or boxes of food? Could the virus live on those surfaces? And could I be bringing it home? Well, the answer is yes. It certainly is possible that if an infected person handled the item or accidentally coughed on it before you purchased it, there could be virus present. Now, let me be clear. This has not been identified as a mode of transmission, and there is no clear guidance from either the CDC or the FDA on this. So I'm just going to give you my practical opinion. When you are in public, assume that every surface you touch is potentially contaminated, and that includes picking up cans, for example, and that's where sanitizer comes in. Now, when you bring packaged groceries home, wipe them down or put them somewhere to just sit for 2 or 3 days. If there's any virus, it's going to die. Now, if you handle things before a couple of days and you haven't wiped them down yet, then be sure to wash your hands. Now, the one thing I have seen people do that I would warn against is do not spray your food directly with chemical disinfectants. Those chemicals are not meant to be consumed. Back to you.
All right, Frank, just one example of a routine task that now feels anything but routine right now. And Dr. McGeorge will continue to answer those kinds of questions. He stays on call ahead at 5. He'll be back to talk about the curve, his thoughts on where we really are in this outbreak. He'll also answer more of your questions, including whether the virus remains dormant in your body after you have it, and if we can expect another spike after the current shutdown ends. So a lot more to come. Ford Motor Company is aiming to resume production at key Michigan plants starting next month. Automaker has targeted April 14th as the day some Ford employees will head back to work. That includes the Dearborn truck plant, Dearborn stamping plant, diversified manufacturing plant, and portions of its Sterling Heights plant operations. UAW says it's reviewing the announcement with concern and caution, saying the health and safety of members is the top priority. Today, we got a better picture of how many people are now out of work because of the coronavirus. The Labor Department says unemployment claims surged to more than 3 million last week. That shatters the previous record. The record was 695,000 set in October of 1982. In Michigan, more than 129,000 people filed for unemployment. Last week, Governor Whitmer expanded the eligibility for benefits as the outbreak grew. Those record-breaking unemployment numbers did not discourage investors today. Optimism about the stimulus deal in Congress pushed the market toward its first three-day rally that we've seen in the last 6 weeks. The market's just now closing, and the big board shows us right now the Dow ahead 1351 right now on the day. So a pretty strong day to follow two other strong days on the Dow. Today, Congress one huge step closer to passing the largest economic rescue package in American history. The Senate voted 96-0 late last night to pass the stimulus package, and now the action shifts to the House. Let's go to Kimberly Gill. She's in the newsroom with where things stand. KG?
Hi, Devin. Good afternoon to you. Right now, it looks like the House will vote tomorrow and pass the bill, but as you know, it's not a done deal until it's a done deal. There's a lot lawmakers have to go through. The bill passed, as you said, by the Senate is 880 pages long. We can't say for sure how this bill applies to each individual person, but singles who make less than $99,000 should get some cash. Also, couples who make less than $198,000 should also get a check. In addition to direct payments, there's $367 billion to help small businesses pay employees. So that could help a lot of people, too, plus $500 billion to help large companies, including the airlines. Democrats are taking credit for key changes. Republicans disagree.
We take some pride in the fact that, as I said earlier, congressional Democrats in the Senate and in the House were able to flip this over from corporate trickle-down Republican version to bubble-up worker first, families first legislation.
A few minutes ago, the Speaker stood at this podium and claimed that House Democrats did what she called a jiu-jitsu to change the bill. That is an outright lie.
Oh, in spite of what you just heard there, both parties expect a vote in the House tomorrow. As for those direct payments, now, if you have direct deposit on file with the IRS, it could be a few weeks before you see the money. If the government has to send you a paper check, it could be even longer. We'll, of course, they'll keep you posted. Until then, we'll send it back to you in the studio, Devin.
Important details there. All right, Kim, we'll see you back here again at 5. While we're on the subject of money, before we go any further, we want to warn you, scammers will be looking for ways to cash in on this stimulus money. The Help Me Hank team reminds us the money is not available right now, though scammers might send you emails saying, click here to claim your money. Do not do that. That's not how this is going to work. Also, you will not have to pay anything to claim your cut of the stimulus money if it's coming to you. Someone tries to get your credit card number or ask for some kind of payment, don't do that either. So we'll keep a close eye on what's happening in Washington so you do know what to do. Don't let someone take advantage of you during a really tough time where inexplicably people are looking to scam people out of their hard-earned money. Right now, it is very challenging to stay connected with our communities and to help others. So many of us living right now in a kind of isolation, but one young man wise beyond his years using technology and good old-fashioned footwork to do something pretty amazing. Let's get to Paula Tutman, who's in Macomb County with that story. Paula?
Hi, Devin. Yeah, hi, everyone. You know what? It is very tough for a lot of people in every corner of every single community in Michigan and really throughout the nation, but also in every corner. This amazing slice of life of people who actually care in every single sense of the word. Nolan Care?
Yep.
Your last name is Care?
Yep.
Get out of here. Interestingly enough, that's the name of the young man who's working so hard for others. His name is Nolan Care. It's Care with a K, but he's become a Johnny Appleseed of sorts in terms of taking care of his neighbors.
So we have a lot of stuff in there. We have shelving that John brought in, and we have like a whole little grocery store inside here.
He knew that so many of his neighbors struggled day to day with the jobs they had, let alone the jobs they've lost. And so he borrowed space in the back of Main Treat's coffee shop in Romeo.
He was working on sort of putting together some sort of a pantry himself out of his house just to try to help the needy. He's out there just doing what he can.
And set up shop. Using Facebook, he created the Romeo Community Response page.
The first night was like 100 people, and we woke up with like 400 people. And then now it's at like 1,000. We're also collecting donations and items, toilet paper, paper towel, food, and groceries, because there's families that, old people that can't necessarily get out, or, you know, the needy or stuff like that. So we bring it to them, and we make sure we're always clean and sanitized and everything.
He's been collecting donations, goods, canned foods, toiletries, and supplies. Using the Romeo Community Response page, people can talk about the places they've actually found goods, talk about the goods they have to donate, and just as importantly, send out an SOS for help.
They're usually reaching out to us, or from a concerned neighbor or something, they'll reach out. So there's a couple people we actually surprised.
And then Nolan and his girlfriend Chloe reach into their small storage space, pack up care bags, and get them to those who need them. From a safe distance, of course.
They come out and they're so surprised, like, what is this? And we just wave and say, that's just from the community, it's just from your neighbors. They just wanted to lend a hand, so it's really nice.
And in case you're wondering, yes, this 21-year-old does have a day job. He is a plumber by day, but a humanitarian by choice. Devin?
And living up to the name for it, no doubt about it, a lot of care. That's really great, Paula. Remember, you can find out about medical donations. You can review Dr. McGeorge's answers to the most common questions we've been getting. You can do that all online. Just head to clickondetroit.com/coronavirus. We could see some rain in the area tonight. Our Ben Bailey practicing a little social distancing, but was able to get out and see some of that beautiful weather that we had yesterday. Let's see if that's working out today. Ben?
Yeah, unfortunately, that sunshine was one and done, Devin, but it was great to see it while it was here. Yes, there are showers headed in our direction, but they're pretty light. Take a look at 4 Live radar, and you can see that moisture starting to come in from the west. Again, this is not going to amount to much, but plan on a few showers being around. May already be seeing those in the south zone there, south of Adrian. And as we get through the rest of tonight, temperatures on their way to the 40s. Sneaky warm today. Even without that sunshine, we were managing to at least flirt with 60 in spots. Some of us may still get there, but coming up, we've got much better chances of rain as we get into the weekend, and we'll run that down for you coming up in just a few minutes. Devin.
We'll talk to you then. Still ahead, they have 4 legs, and they're on the front lines of the coronavirus crisis. We'll show you a photo that I imagine is going to touch your heart. Also ahead, a sign of progress against the virus. But not everything. Coming up, cherry blossoms, how China is still fighting the pandemic. Up first, a rescue operation for Americans, why some tourists are having more trouble coming home than others. News from around the world. We come right back at 4.
We've made it through tough times in this city before. That strength comes from being there for each other. Together, Metro Detroit, we will make it through this crisis.